That's it. That could be the whole thing.
I was gonna have the skull saying everything's coming up roses, but I kind of lost the nerve.
Well, no one's here yet. No one has joined this live stream. We are in that magical twilight liminal space.
Where half of our face is pink and the other is green.
Yes. And no one has joined, and we are speaking only to each other and to future viewers who are watching
In the
now
future.
37 seconds in, thinking, why did I do this? And that is what bonds us.
A viewer.
We feel the same way. But here it is. A viewer has joined.
Right.
Welcome. It's just
Welcome.
you and us. You're trapped in here with us now.
What are we doing?
You can't leave unless you get someone else to tag in. That's how it works.
Oh no.
It is the day popularly known as Thanksgiving, and we have been here at home today doing nothing in particular, working like crazy on Yules. And I thought it might be nice because I know a lot of people either aren't really doing anything to celebrate the holiday, or they hate what they're doing to celebrate the holiday. And either way, I thought, why not pop on for a while and then pop off together? You know? Oh, hi, it's me, Tom.
I'm Galen.
That's Galen.
Bruce Springsteen's ass.
And this is Mama Rose. Bruce Springsteen's ass. Oh, yes, okay. Well, I didn't wear an ass. I didn't get the memo. Perhaps you at home are wearing or have an ass. So we don't have an agenda for live sniffing today. I pulled 4 recent fragrances that we've gotten in the mail, and it doesn't have to make sense. It doesn't have to work. Since it's technically a day off for us, we have a paid day off, which I'm kind of deferring and we'll take later because there's too much to do. But anything I say today on live can't be held against me because I'm not technically working. We've gone rogue. So
Taking the YouTube hostage.
yeah, Beth and Brian and Ted are comfortably like 3,000 miles away and literally cannot get here in time to stop us from doing anything. So it's a lot of power. We have been celebrating the week by watching a lot of videos on YouTube of old Macy's Thanksgiving Day parades from like 1982 and 1988. Like,
I watched 1995's this morning. Really bad.
95?
Yeah, bad copy of it, but like.
Oh, they're all bad.
They're all bad. This one was like, I think maybe the worst. Like,
TV wasn't
the
made
saturation
to be
was
viewable.
So high.
What did they say last night? And we were watching the movie Man on the Moon, and they were like, the viewer must be able to view the program.
Yeah.
Something like that. So they were shooting back then with whatever camera equipment they had for a live event outside to be viewed on a TV this big.
Right.
And
On
so
VHS quality recording.
taped on VHS. So the quality is horrible. But one
Horrible.
thing
So
I
amazing.
have found these old parade videos really validating and calming. And I'll tell you why, because you asked. Validating because when I was a kid, I would be so excited about watching the parade and every year be kind of disappointed thinking that it wasn't actually that fun because you didn't actually get to see even as many balloons as you thought you would. And now that I'm watching these through adult eyes, I look back and I see that there is almost no entertainment value whatsoever. It's so terrible. All the performers look tired and sleepy and drugged, which they were.
Yeah.
There really is like lots of commercials, occasional glimpses of a fun balloon or float. And then usually they ruin it by having someone you've never heard of perform something you don't care about.
Right.
So the parade, and I've seen it live in New York. The first time I went live, I was very excited the first year I moved there to go. And what's funny is like the first float balloon that came down the way was like Ask Jeeves. It was like the Jeeves balloon from Ask Jeeves.
Talk about his own balloon?
Talk about how growing up ruins everything. So it's like, oh look, and there were these 2 women behind me who were like really trying to be excited about the parade, like really manufacturing the excitement, and then Jeeves comes floating down, and one of them's like, "Oh yeah, look, it's
No.
Jeeves from Mass Jeeves," and the other woman is like, "Oh yeah, I've used that." And that was like the threshold of the excitement. Let's just say Jeeves, like he's no Mr. Peanut.
He's not exciting.
No.
Jeeves was never an exciting figure eight. I did use that search engine. I enjoyed it.
It was like basically
But-
the parade is banner ads,
Mhm.
essentially. It was really funny. And then here's
everything moves so slowly too, and they're
Oh,
just
yeah.
like, "Oh, Kermit is on the way. He is coming around the corner."
be
And
here
like
any
for
minute.
like a full hour, he's still going like,
face down, ass up.
well, there was a weird Ronald McDonald that was like almost completely upside down. I don't know if that was intentional.
I mean, clowns are supposed to like subvert and invert
But
like cultural standards.
But was that intentional?
Yes. No, it was intentional because
It
the
looked like a
design is
mistake.
so that the
Okay.
face is looming directly over you.
That's sick.
Yeah.
I hate that.
But the reason why, so that was why it was validating, but the reason why it was calming is there's something about watching this like lavish spectacle that is like kind of a huge uncomfortable failure on many levels that made me like look back and realize like, oh yes, like we were always doomed. You know, there's something about watching like this is like the pinnacle of like what pop culture has to offer at any given moment through the medium
Sandy Duncan and Ed McMahon.
TV,
We're doomed.
mass media consumerism, and there's something about looking like 40 years onward, and it's just like, oh yeah, this is just that things have we're about on track from where one might have expected looking darkly at their TV back then.
Yeah.
So I got a real Angels in America feeling from it. But I find that to be kind of calming because it's like, oh no, everything we're dealing with now is more or less inevitable. So so why worry about it too much? Because we are just small humans doing our best. So wow. So if you're drinking right now, I probably just like completely ruined the mood.
Or made them pour another glass.
Yeah, I mean, I guess our live streams serve as a kind of a drinking game where it's like, whenever we start talking, like take a drink,
Well, that.
or
Ooh,
call your sponsor. Because like,
just count to 10. You
Right.
can do anything for 10 seconds.
these are challenging months for the sobriety challenged as it is. And so I've been meaning to do posts about this on the Grams actually, because we've been like, I mean, things have been really tough. We're heading into a hard holiday season. Everyone's having to do things and see people and whatever that they don't want to do. And if anyone who was just like hanging on to sobriety, like by white knuckling it as it was, is now like, it's like now like a pigeon has landed on the ledge and is like pecking at your knuckles like actively. So I've just been meaning to put some kind of message out there for people who are like doing the sobriety thing or thinking about the sobriety thing and being like, yes, it's good work. You can do it. Let me tell you. I have been much more sober these past couple of months than before, and it has helped. So, sobering. Wouldn't we like to smell some perfumes?
What one first?
Galen's looking at me like in a panic, like, you said...
What time is it?
What time is it? How long is this? Well, no, look, it's like almost 9 minutes, which is about...
No, it's fine. It's
when we would
now it's time
normally-
for the plot to begin.
Right. And that you're like, it's like you're Sandy Duncan and I'm Ed McMahon. And I'm just like practically yelling
Wait.
into the,
I got excited, but then I was like, am I actually excited to be Sandy Duncan? I don't know.
You're the rumored to have a glass eye Sandy Duncan, and I'm the bellicose
You know that she had wheat thins in her pocket.
Ed McMahon.
I
She did not have.
hosting the parade. Yes, she did.
She did not have wheat thins in her
She'd
pocket.
just be like,
That's how she got the deal. She just started eating them on
loves
camera, and the
them.
wheat thins people were like, "Oh, I guess we need to like put this."
guess we need to film you
Fire
doing
out.
this. And, we had a celebrity fan.
I like the idea of a celebrity, even back then, trying to court some kind of like influencer position, being like,
Sandy Duncan for
I'm
wheat
Sandy
thins.
Duncan, and I want to sell wheat thins. Maybe we could collab.
I believe in the product.
Yeah.
Hashtag wheat thins.
I like trying to explain to people now who people were then, because you can mention like Sandy Duncan, and of course, like a lot of people
Eyes
are like,
glaze
yeah,
over.
obviously Sandy Duncan, but someone's like, who's that? And I'm like, if I told you, it still wouldn't sound real.
Because you're like, well, what did she do?
Yeah, good question.
She was the wheat thin lady.
I mean, you know, she was on Broadway,
Right.
and she was on a TV show, and then she tried to be in movies, and then she ate a lot of wheat thins.
She was a personality. People were
Right.
personalities. They weren't influencers.
Well, I was observing this morning watching the parade that since the definition is so low and the TVs are so small, it really skewed toward people who like looked bright and lively,
Yeah.
whose like appearance kind of penetrated through the like pixelated like low res fog. Because I thought about that with Katie Couric because she's on the screen.
They must have like a cartoon animal kind of quality.
There's like bright eyes and a bright little smile,
Yeah.
and like you can tell at
They're
like
just like,
a dozen paces who that is.
I'm good.
Right.
I'm good, and I'm talking to you at home.
I sound chipper. I'm not talking to you about sobriety. That comes later for a lot of these celebrities. Later on, they're like, we need to talk about how important it is.
To wheat thins.
Oh no!
Sorry,
I mean,
I keep bringing it back to
the wheat thins. Like this is not Wheat Thins Spoko. We're not getting anything.
I know.
I don't want anything to do with Nabisco or whatever.
I actually don't like wheat thins.
Wait,
like,
what?
Very much. I don't. I like Triscuits.
But it's like literally all you talk about.
I know. I don't like the.
You're addicted not to Wheat Thins, but to talking
about the cracker.
Wheat Thins. Talking about the cracker. Welcome to Tom and Galen's Thanksgiving Cracker Time Hour. Coming up soon, Mama Rose sings. Okay, let's sniff.
We should sniff a perfume. And
Let's
then
have a
about it.
revolutionary idea. What if we sniffed a perfume?
Low stakes.
I've got it. Well, I'm just gonna. Do you have a preference? I'm not even gonna wait for you to answer.
Excited. No, I'm excited for all of them, and I want to.
You want to what?
I want to go forward.
Yes, and.
Yes, and. What is it?
So I figured first we would sniff the Please Scream, which is
That's actually a great place to start.
You interrupted me.
I'm sorry.
Oh no, we're just like.
I got excited. Our
words and sentences are just sliding and back and forth over each other like a pile of loose wheat thins. The scent is a fundraiser for the American Civil Liberties Union, and you're going to be hearing about them a lot if you follow the lab, and also if you are paying attention to things happening in the world, because they are suing the government over and over and over and over, and it will, on doomsday, like, when somebody like nukes somebody else, the ACLU will probably like sue somebody over it with their last breath. And these are people that we want to support because it turns out that like litigation is sometimes all really one has to feel excited about.
Mm-hmm.
So the scent is, so we had done in the past a Please Scream Inside Your Heart fragrance. And then we did a Please Scream Inside Your Snake Oil fragrance. And now we have just been reduced to Please Scream. Just whatever.
Please.
Here's how you do it. You breathe in deeply through the nose, right? So that you get like oxygen straight to your brain so that you can like think clearly about what you're screaming about. Fill up deeply, deep inhale.
I did it.
Now what you do is you just forcefully push the air out through your mouth and vibrate your vocal cords. No, you don't have to actually. Are you going to really do it?
No.
Okay,
I
good.
break the camera.
I was worried because Galen
I can scream.
has quite a scream. There's a reason why one of your favorite movies is Scream.
Right.
So now that we finished our screaming
That's
tutorial,
why I know how to scream.
the scent is, here's where it gets tricky. When we announced this fragrance, we announced it as a funnel cakes and cinnamon ice cream fragrance. Beth, when formulating the fragrance, decided to make it a funnel cakes and coffee ice cream fragrance. That change was not communicated in text anywhere, and we discovered it when I got the fragrance, and I was like, wow, this smells like coffee.
You
and
left
then
the house, and then I smelled it, and I went, "Wow, that smells like coffee."
it smells like coffee. So
And what,
I've
later
been
that
meaning
day, you were
to
like,
do a
"Hey."
post updating people about this. There might be people out there who feel ripped off because there is like, you know, funnel cakes have some cinnamon, so it's like but there's coffee. And if you hate a coffee fragrance and we sent you one, you may be entitled to some compensation of some kind. No, really though, I mean, if anyone is mad about it, they felt switched. We made a mistake, and I will be doing my best to make sure people know that we know. So the scent says, fuel and fire for speaking out against injustice. A heap of warm, spiced funnel cakes with a scoop of coffee ice cream. Look what we did there. It says coffee.
Delightful.
So maybe it doesn't take a lot of imagination to sniff a fragrance like this and describe it, but I figured why not take a whack at it.
Oh,
We smell things here. It does smell specifically like coffee ice cream. I didn't
yes.
understand that until I
Yeah,
knew.
Now that you know it, it's coffee ice cream instead of it smells like coffee.
You know that thing where the ice cream has been sitting out for like just a few minutes and it kind of gets that shine, the melt shine?
I do. I love that. Yeah.
Yes,
So that's
it's
what
like
that's
that.
what you're picturing.
It's
get
like that. And so this is just purely in the bottle. I'm getting a warm and toasty, kind of like squishy and crispy funnel cake situation. The coffee, I'm not getting a lot of spice in the bottle, but mainly because the coffee ice cream is such a wowzer. So
I'm getting some spice. I'm kind of picking it out now that the bottle is breathing a little more.
Purely from the
Coffee
description, we knew this was
solution.
going to basically be like some kind of like lovely cafe smell, right?
Yes.
Like
and I think this might be the loveliest.
There's like a pastry counter and an espresso machine and a little ice cream freezer, and everyone is screaming their heads off for ice cream.
And there's like an orange velvet couch in the corner that
Wow.
you can sit on and read.
Wow, orange velvet. Imagine as a restaurateur keeping that one clean.
It's just what I'm picturing.
Well, I love I'm imagining.
Is that because of Friends?
So if I will see your orange velvet couch, and I will raise it a kind of a goldenrod and off-white striped wallpaper.
Right.
Which maybe is a visual echo in the wallpaper from the funnel cakes.
Mm-hmm.
Could be.
Could be.
We're just designing a
really nice coffee shop.
The cafe of our dreams. This is what a lovely scent will do, though. I think it will transport you to either a place you remember or a place that you would like to imagine. Or perhaps a place that you would not like to imagine, but there you are, all the same. I'm going to put it all over my index finger knuckle.
I think I need coffee after smelling this. But there's a little fly in here. I don't like that.
Or was this part of your cafe visualization, or like do you mean in real life?
What?
The fly.
The fly is really here. I saw it. But
I am getting.
I also do need, I think, a coffee after smelling this.
I'm getting a lively hit of spice on the skin, which helps me feel like people were not too terribly baited and switched.
Yeah, no, it's there.
Oh, it's just like, I mean, the coffee creaminess of it is really fantastic. It really does seem like the coffee ice cream is sitting on top of the cinnamon. Like it is kind of suppressing some of these other notes. It's just got a lovely kind of like golden framing from the cake and stuff, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like pushed to the edges. But the center of this right away is, wait a second though. I don't know, it's kind of getting more like golden brown.
Oh?
Huh? Violet, you're turning violet.
You almost like a toffee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have to search for the cinnamon. I will say that.
No, it's there, and it's really nice.
Yeah. I honestly don't know if I would have wanted it more cinnamony than this anyway.
Yeah, I think having this kind of...
Do you remember in Suspiria 2018?
Yes.
When the Mia Goth character meets the elderly psychiatrist character
and she eats that
at a cafe, and she is wearing this beautiful outfit, including a like light brown leather boots or
Yes.
component, something. Maybe fur, I can't remember, but otherwise, but she's not like a super fancy person. She's just beautiful. And they're at this cafe, and it's a kind of a crowded German cafe on a like a blustery day,
Mm-hmm.
and they're having like coffee and pastries.
Mm-hmm.
This is
This
that.
is that.
This is it.
And also, her, like, somehow smells like her outfit.
Yes.
Like the colors in her outfit.
Right.
'Cause, yeah, it was like a lot of like, I think, tan and
Yeah.
cream and
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
And she had those like yellow button earrings. Oh, it's so good. It's a good movie.
It would be a really good movie to watch on Thanksgiving. I'm just putting that out there. And you should definitely not take my advice, because if you saw our list of movies to watch on Thanksgiving, then you would be like, oh, I understand. You're crazy and you're trying to break everything. Because that's like what the ice storm is. Because we're going to watch the ice
I'm gonna watch
storm
the
later.
Ice Storm. It's been a minute
Yeah, and it's a movie about how
really
the
like
American
watching that
family
on Thanksgiving.
is a fundamentally flawed premise
Yes.
based on a crumbling society that's like careening out of control, painted over a heart of moral corruption that even the young children can plainly sense and end up expressing themselves catastrophically in some ways. And that's how we celebrate.
I also really want to watch Son-in-Law with Pauly Shore.
Right. And I know that you think that that's a sweet, normal, happy thing to do. But other people hearing that would be like, and what else you got?
I know, I think that's a great example of the weird cinematic taste.
Or you could watch Suspiria 2018 about,
Son-in-Law.
you know, a coven of witches owning a dance school, and
That's great.
you know, and it's, but I mean, in terms of just like the seasonal, it's just really good and gray and damp and like,
Yeah.
but there's like, you know, I like that the witches are all kind of in a, or the dancers are in a dorm setting, and so there's just kind of this like warm, cozy, like dark academia style
Mm-hmm.
fantasy about it. Like, yes, but we all have to like brush our teeth and like go to class, and you know, and at night we have horrible nightmares about puking up hairballs because there's like a witch living under the floorboards or whatever.
But I'm getting really good at dancing.
Right. I've never. Oh
and
my
I'm
gosh.
gonna be
I'm
in the
making
main show.
great strides in my. I mean, literally.
What's
But then
another?
you know.
Oh no, never mind.
What
I
another
was gonna
movie?
say another one that we used to watch on Thanksgiving
I don't.
is White Chicks.
Oh, White Chicks is like a proud.
That kind of goes with the son-in-law.
Like, let's just kick this holiday over, you know, and rub its face in the dirt and watch White Chicks as a family. There's something for everyone in that movie. And what I guess,
There is.
oh, there's also, it's just like universally offensive.
Yeah.
And so it's like truly everyone is, you know, it's almost
And
like
like
being
just
in a,
shocking and stupid.
it's like being
and
in a
like,
lifeboat situation together as a family where it's like,
how is this made?
yeah.
Like, why was this made?
Oh, we know why.
But also, okay.
But like, but I read an interview with Busy Phillips where she said that this is the #1 thing that she's ever done that people come up to her all the time to compliment her on. So it's like,
You know, it did something.
right.
I mean, we've watched it multiple Thanksgivings.
Yes.
So it has done something.
I've been really interested in revisiting Todd Solondz's Happiness, which we might like
That would
put
be
on.
a good Thanksgiving movie.
I
That's
like
really
that.
fucked up.
Like oh, and of course, who could ever? I mean, The House of Yes is a classic.
Oh yes,
it's
that
like
might be streaming.
the genre is families are never happy during the holidays, and some of these movies end up being like finding some kind of happy ending, and others don't. But I think it's so interesting that so many movies that are set around the holidays really just openly address what a struggle it is.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, this is why Christmas needs saving constantly in the first place.
Right.
Oh, here's a great teaser for Yule before we move on to smelling another fragrance. Is we are once again doing the Santa Doesn't Need Your Help fragrance, which is inspired by a storybook written by Kevin Marr and Joe Dater, who is the illustrator. I hope I'm saying your name right because I realized just now I've never never said it out loud before. But what I think is so great about the book and then the fragrance is like the idea like Santa doesn't need your help. And it starts from the premise of like everyone is constantly needing to like save Christmas. And Santa is starting to feel like beleaguered because it's like, no, really, I can do it, you know? But the funny thing in the book is that actually, though, he kind of can't. He's just like struggling, actually. And it's just like a weirdly kind of like adult children's storybook about accepting the idea that you need help. And I just find it like really endearing. The book is great. It's a fun gift to get people. The fragrance is like, it's like lavender, sugar plum marshmallows, right? Did I do it?
I was gonna say marshmallows.
I pulled a fact out of my
Yeah.
brain. I dusted it off a year later. I need to find that bottle because we still have that here, but we changed up the label for this year's.
Yeah. I think I know ballpark where it is.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, like Christmas is constantly having to be saved. Every family holiday movie is about how terrible it is, and yet we have to treasure these moments together.
It's smelling a little more coffee-ish now. I also had like a really weird visual flashback to looking at DVDs in a Fred Meyer. Because the home
Is this from the
entertainment
fragrance?
Yes, the home entertainment section was next to the Starbucks.
Oh.
So it smelled like coffee in there, and it was so intoxicating. And for some reason, that is just like,
Way to bring it all back around.
I don't know why it's that specifically. It's like I've been in other coffee situations. Why is it?
Oh,
the
you've
Fred
been in
Meyer?
some coffee situations.
Why am I getting that memory?
Galen,
Something about
coffee
it.
situations should be your last name, honestly.
Coffee situations. Oh.
Oh.
I want coffee.
Um,
Maybe if I just keep smelling this, I'll get.
the relationship with weed and coffee
kind of
for you
vibes.
is so similar in that you're constantly deciding to have it and then afterward deciding you had too much of it.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
that happens.
Mm-hmm. It does happen. Okay, so
Too much of a good thing.
the next one, I bet you never thought we'd smell another fragrance. But again,
We are.
like, who cares? Welcome to our Who Cares live stream, where we sit on a couch on Thanksgiving Day, and for a brief moment during this, we are not watching a vintage broadcast of a Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade video,
Or a movie about family dysfunction.
or a movie about family dysfunction, and instead we're just sniffing fragrances and talking together and just, you know, welcome to our home, or like, thank you for welcoming us into your home. The audience, like broadcaster relationship is such that there is like a strangely a thin membrane separating our realities, and we're both battering against it from either side, never quite making contact, but like gesturing madly, you know, as if it really one day might be possible. And this is actually a kind of like connection that I appreciate having with people on Thanksgiving because there are boundaries.
Sure.
Whereas if I was home with my family, what is a boundary? And if you try to answer that question, whatever your answer is, someone will get mad at it. So this is actually really nice. So let's smell the
Okay.
the new. There was a new Haute Macabre fragrance that we meant to sniff and promised to sniff when we did our recent Dead Leaves sniff video, and we forgot. I'd like to say we just didn't have time because that was a whopper of a video. But we plain plum forgot. Eve Plum forgot.
It's a little bit my fault and Eve Plum's fault from the Brady Bunch.
It's
Because
always her
I
fault.
put it with my things.
Oh.
And so the bottle was out of sight and out of mind.
Well, I didn't need it to be someone
I have been
specific
hogging it.
but I'm happy to give you a chance to
Just letting you know.
just like speak your truth. So the fragrance is, for those of you who are sober enough to keep tabs on what we're even talking about.
This is our second fragrance.
This
we've
is
discussed.
only the second fragrance we've discussed in going on a half an hour. So it is called The Veil Falls Like Leaves. So it smells like leaves. There is a passage, a beautiful, inspiring passage, which I am not working today, so I'm not reading it out loud. But the scent description,
autumn.
it's about autumn. Spoiler alert, The scent description says an explosion of autumn, leaves, vanilla, and leather. This is going to pair so nicely with the Please Scream fragrance that I'm like on the edge of my seat,
Yeah, because then you'll get like a kind of, yeah,
practically
autumnal
scrabbling
coffee
to get
shop.
the bottle open. Yeah, it's like that moment then when she leaves the coffee shop and sees one of the witches watching her
I
and
forgot
starts to
we were talking about
panic.
Suspiria, and I was like, who is she?
And then a bus goes by between them, and then after the bus goes by, it's some other random lady and not one of the witches, or was it?
Right.
Right.
It was definitely a witch.
So it's more like that moment. It was definitely
It
a
is
witch.
like that moment. Who is she?
Oh, I did. I put it on the skin without smelling it first. Why don't we do a little bottle
Ah,
sniff?
okay.
I'll come back to you, right knuckle.
Ooh.
Hold you over here. You're exiled. Okay, so this is a very classic, like Dead Leaves Be Palicord, which I don't think I have ever seen outside of a Pile of Leaves collection or an October fragrance. So this is, I think.
A burying ground.
Oh
Haute Macabre,
yeah. Oh, you're right. You're right. You're right. Haute Macabre does have a leaf scent. Fascinating.
Oh, I mean, it's very leafy.
It is leafy. I'm not really getting the
And
other notes
crunchy.
in the bottle. Mainly just leaves. You want to
Yeah.
take this from me, and I'm gonna. I think this oil is now running down my arm.
Ah.
Oh, I put on so much of it. So much. After the sweetness of the Please Scream, it is really nice to have something so dry and crackly.
Mm-hmm.
This is, I'm gonna say, an understated leather.
Yeah, because it's not like
It's not like
our leather note. Really.
super
It's
like
that.
leather forward,
Right.
because usually that in a bottle is really booming when it's like a really super strong leather note. And for the vanilla, it is truly, I mean, the vanilla is very squashed right now because those are two very powerful notes.
Yeah.
But I sense it kind of like drifting up, and it is like less of a super gourmand vanilla and more of just like an airy, like breath of sweetness vanilla.
Yes, it is that.
Breath of sweetness. Indiana Jones and the breath of sweetness. He deserves a break. Indiana
It's
Jones
just
doesn't
about
need
him
your
retiring.
help. Right.
And he doesn't go on a mission. He's just like on vacation, retired.
I would totally, who wouldn't, honestly, watch a full beginning to end Indiana Jones movie where he does not have to fight anyone and he's just like around doing stuff and like talking to people. Like no one needed to like improve upon and like maximize his like adventure.
He just doesn't do anything.
He's just around. He's a teacher.
He's
He has to go to like meetings at the university that he teaches at.
at one point he makes some food.
Oh yeah, settles down in front of the TV. We get to watch Indiana Jones watch TV.
Did you ever? Oh no! Did you ever
computer
watch Gus Van Sant's Last Days? The kind of
No.
Kurt Cobain. A lot of the movie is like a lot of him doing nothing kind of thing. But there is a scene where he makes macaroni and cheese.
When Gus Van Sant entered his phase of movie making where he thought it would be interesting to film
just film
people
people.
doing nothing, I checked out for about a decade.
It was hard.
It was like Elephant.
And Jerry.
Go Van Sant's Jerry, which is like a movie truly where it's like two friends get lost in the desert. The end. I just like completely maddening.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
And
like.
Last Days was like really the last of that journey for him.
Then he did other things.
I watched it in the bathtub because it was the only way to finish it. Like I had tried watching it like 3 different times, and I was like, I really want to see this movie till the end. I just need to watch it while I'm in the bath. I could do that, so I did.
Like, it's
And
one
it
of those
was-
things where at that point I
long.
want to
It
be
felt
like,
long.
start a change.org petition for Gus Van Sant to sell out. Like, make a movie that people watching it are like, this is a movie. What did he go on to do after that, though?
Milk,
He did Milk, which was a movie.
and that got some stuff.
Yeah.
And then
Maybe he was like, it's kind of like the Andy
kind of a
Kaufman
dip
thing where it's
again.
like, Gus, people need to actually like, you know.
Like what you're... Yeah,
Like-
is this for you or is this for an audience?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Or somewhere in the middle.
It must be hard to be an artist who attains any level of success, acclaim, and financial independence, because you really have to sit back and think, like, what do I want to do? And if what you want to do is film, who was it, Matt Damon and Casey Affleck?
Yeah.
Stumbling around in the desert, like talking about nothing, you can just do it. And no one can stop you. Unless you somehow commit a crime. So I'm begging Gus Van Sant to either make a more mainstream movie or commit a crime so he can be stopped.
Well, he did film most of the Swans series.
Yes, that was great.
That was good. So that was like a return
liked
perform
that.
for him, I thought.
Oh no.
We're really just completely...
Remember when we were
derailed from
smelling a
the-
perfume? No, but this has
the
been kind
perfume.
of simmering on the skin.
Right, yeah, we had to let it
Um,
open up.
There was a kind of a rage to the leafiness, like in the bottle and early on in the skin, because it is very dry and crackly. And I had just been, you know, nursing a frothy cappuccino on that orange velvet couch up until then.
So comfortable in the cafe, and then I had to go out in the cold.
This is officially starting to be like snuggling, like holding on to somebody's motorcycle jacket on the back of a bike while they're driving at a completely respectable slow pace
Yes.
against a fall backdrop.
Yeah, it is that.
There's like a beautiful warmth. It's
Just
like,
that nice worn leather. It's not like
I would say the vanilla
hot,
makes
black,
it like
shiny leather.
no, the vanilla makes it like a little bit romantic. It
Right.
kind of takes it out of like a fully like natural environment, and they're like, no, there's like like a haze.
Yeah.
There's an Instagram filter over this thanks to the vanilla.
Mhm.
Does Instagram still have those?
They do. When you're editing photos on there, if you do that, you usually edit them beforehand and then post them.
Right, I don't know that anymore.
But you can edit them on Instagram, and if you scroll, you can find most of the original filters, like kind of towards the
If you
end.
really look, they're just like etched into like stone at the very back, the Rosetta Stone of Instagram filters.
Valencia is still there.
She's still there. She's still waiting
She's
to be
still
used.
beautiful.
She
Like,
still cares.
I looked at some photo with that option the other day, and I was
But
like,
you didn't use it, did you?
no, I didn't post anything.
Right.
But I was like, maybe I've used Valencia.
This is
I remember
actually
really liking that.
This is the most evidence I've gotten recently that you even consider posting on Instagram.
I do sometimes, and then I'm like,
But then you don't do it.
I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I think about it again, and then I'm like, do I care? So right now I'm in this phase of thinking, do I care or do I not care about posting on Instagram?
You think this is brown leather or black leather?
I think it would be like a brown leather.
I
Like a soft
think-
brown leather.
I
No?
think you can think what you
I'm
want.
smelling the wrong one.
Galen's
Maybe
just
it's
like
black.
smelling something totally unrelated and just making it up. What if it turns out all of our bottles are just full of water?
You think it's black leather?
I think.
Like-
I think it is just a very soft, well-worn black leather. That's what I think.
All right.
I would accept brown leather as an answer. It would. How could I not? Because it's like the way that it interacts with the leaves is so seamless. But I like the way you get the crinkles on the old black leather that would look almost like the veins of a tree leaf.
Mm-hmm.
I sound very stoned.
Did you see that scabby Tommy Pickles backpack at the winter fair that we were at? What? I mean, like, am I just speaking gibberish?
Did you
There was
mean to
this-
say that out loud?
There was a backpack
Uh-huh.
at that fair that we went to.
We went to a
in
local
South
flea market.
Pasadena,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like a black, probably not really. I don't know if it was real leather, but it was very crackly, and it had a Tommy Pickles face on it from Rugrats.
Okay. I'm
And
so
he
glad
was
you
kind of
clarified because people are
cracking.
like probably Googling who is Tommy
Tommy
Pickles.
Oh, you know, Tommy Pickles.
Uh,
I have a picture of it. I'll just
what, post it so people can see it?
no, I'll show
No.
you.
Oh, well,
So that you-
I'll post
you
the
can see
picture
it.
on my Instagram,
No.
and so people who are watching can see this dumb backpack. Oh, it's not dumb. Did you buy it?
No, and I didn't. I'm not
Oprah
offended.
shrug.
But
I'm not offended. But that was the quality of the leather, you say?
cracked.
Cracked. A lovingly, like a very well used. Well, let me just clarify that nowhere in my romantic fantasy of a fall motorcycle ride
Was
is
Tommy
there
Pick- I'm
is there a
sorry.
Tommy Pickles backpack. But I'm happy that we got
really-
to
All over
just shake the contents of our brains out on the floor in front of each other and just see what was there. And now we could tidy that back up and maybe smell something else.
Ay, ay, ay.
Hi there, parasocial scent fam. That's someone just said parasocial scent fam.
Hello.
We are getting very parasocial today. It almost doesn't get more parasocial than this. I definitely parasocialize more than I actually socialize. And I'm not sure that it's a problem. Because again, boundaries helps to have them. Well, while we're smelling stuff still, as we unmistakably are, we have the Krampus, this year's Krampus fragrance.
Krampus.
We have it! Oh, this is funny, because the one that came up on my computer is the 2023 one, and at first I'm like, oh no, that's not right. But it's the same description, so it's the same fragrance. But we actually did, I don't have any of the other stuff yet. It's coming. We'll do a live sniff of those next week. But we have the Krampus perfume. Boop, boop, boop. And the description of this says, be good or Krampus will toss you in a river. Sinister red musk, black leather, says the color. Dusty rags and wooden switches. Is it crackly?
I feel like it would be crackly.
You think Krampus has got that new leather?
Right.
I don't think so.
Got those new Doc Martens from his mom. Referencing my so-called life Christmas episode.
Oh, got it.
Just
okay.
so...
Thank you. Galen's like, I challenge anyone to get that reference. No, I'll just do it for you.
You know what? I'm gonna.
You ready?
Stop talking.
You ready to go on a journey?
Yeah.
A musky leather.
Please don't throw me in the river. Oh wow. Oh, it's like.
Oh, I'm awake now.
Wait, what's in here?
Now that you're back online, I will reread this description, and it says
smells smoky.
Sinister red musk, black leather, dusty rags, and wooden switches. I am intimidated by red musk, and in the past I've never been like, I have just generally don't want to wear it. But then I started wearing Woman as Dragon from the Dead Blondes and Bad Mothers series and discovered that I love it. And it turns out I love red musk. There, I'm just gonna say it. I'm not ashamed. I won't be pushed to the margins of society any further.
I'm so sorry. I need to read the notes again.
It is, I have it memorized now, infernal red musk, black leather, dusty rags, and wooden switches.
Okay.
It is very comparable to Woman as Dragon, and I will say that the leatheriness of it really sets it apart. I didn't smell as much. In the bottle, it was just this crazy smoky red musk. On the skin, I'm immediately getting black leather, and it is much more, it has that like Tom of Finland leather whip crack noise.
Yeah, it's very leathery.
Yeah. And then it has this kind of nice woody dustiness just kind of like coming up around it, just to let you know, in case you couldn't already tell, that this person will throw you in a river. We're dealing with a troublingly amoral holiday.
River thrower.
Mythical figure. So I had, last week, I was talking to my sister on the phone, and she had my nephew in the car. It was speakerphone. No lives were being endangered. But it's funny because I said something about how we were working on Krampus perfumes, and Leah's like, oh yeah, you remember Krampus? And my nephew was like, and I was like, yeah, you know, he like comes to find the bad children and hit them with sticks and throw them in the river. And I heard, now he likes scary stuff, but I heard in his voice a kind of like a grave silence as he's just kind of weighing this information about how pertinent it might be and how worried he needs to be about it.
Is this something I should be
Is this like,
concerned about?
are you pulling my leg? Is this real? Should I have been better this year?
Is it too late?
Is it too late?
Oh no, is he already on his way?
So...
I'm so happy I didn't know about Krampus as a kid. I think that would have really freaked the shit out of me.
The musk is getting sweeter and it is so nice. So, we wrote about this in the update, but our friend Bill Rude is a local LA Krampus, official Krampus presence, and has a cameo. Is it Seven Hells? If you look up Seven Hells, Krampus cameo is doing cameo video messages as Krampus, and I asked my sister if I can buy one of these for my nephew to have it sent, or if he's gonna think this is too scary. She thinks it will be funny. I mean, how scary could it be, like, over a video, you know?
It might be startling.
But
I
like,
don't
you
know.
know, I'll just say it's for my 8-year-old nephew and who I don't know. It'll just be really funny. I think that he will find it amusing ultimately. Asher likes to be in on the joke, so it'll happen to him, and then he'll be like unnerved, but then he'll want to show it to somebody, and then now he's like in charge of the scariness. So
Yes. Yeah.
anyway, this is beautiful, delightfully smooth red musk, and like these other elements of the leather and the branches just really make it like give it kind of like a gentlemanly quality. Actually, it's not so scary. It's really sexy. It just is. It's got a like a wonderful animal heat to it.
Yes, I was gonna say that. I was like, there's a real warmth to it. Like it feels like I'm smelling someone.
But also like the forbidding element of it is like that, you know, it's like we're in like Tom of Finland gay bar thing where you're like, you know, glancing at the person to see if they're like looking at you, and of course they're not looking at you, but they know that you're looking at them kind of thing. That's Krampus at the Tom of Finland gay bar.
Be good, or I'll throw you in the river.
You're gonna need a bath. So I think the Tom of Finland thing is gonna get me there with this fragrance because I don't really know how much okay, so is it giving a little the dustiness, the dusty rags, like there's like a very faint like powdery element to it?
Yeah. There's something kind of like airborne.
But it works so well with the musk. There's just like a nice crumbly thing about it. Dry. It's just like nice and dry, but and then like there is the animal heat comes from like I don't know, there's something kind of juicy in the musk.
Yeah.
What are words?
Simmering beneath the leather.
Yeah. Well, we'll haul this back out when we smell the other Krampus scents when they come in the mail next week. So, all right. Should we do one more scent and then scram, and I can go make enchilada casserole, and you can do whatever you do? I've got. I have. I don't even know with the Yules and stuff. One, we're gonna get to this, but I have the Hunter's Moon from this year, which has got the wonderful Drew Roush illustration of the kitty cat playing with a weird little sad pumpkin. I don't think there's any amount of like that'll make this illustration visible, but
being silly.
You'll just have to go look it up. It's adorable. So this is like this past month's Lunacy. And Hunter's Moon, this time Drew cracked us up because the art that he turned in is like, you think for Hunter's Moon it's going to be something really, I don't know, intense.
Deer.
Or like a machete.
Ooh. Whoa.
You know?
Hunter's Moon.
Hunter's Moon! And instead it's just this cute little black kitty cat, like hunting a little pumpkin toy.
It's very sweet.
And so you can tell that Beth definitely like changed course on the fragrance based on the art because it says sleek black fur, fuzzy tonka bean, bronze amber, and yellow bergamot, black patchouli, honeyed chestnut, and pumpkin incense.
Okay.
I mean, it's like if you have this and you're not wearing it today on Thanksgiving, I don't even know what you're doing because it just sounds perfect. I love that we just smelled so many of the cat perfumes. And then we get to smell another cat perfume that
is not one of the cat perfumes.
It's just a different
it's just
one.
A different cat perfume.
But it has. We talked before about the tonka and the musk and everything, and how to make a cat perfume that doesn't smell frightening.
Okay, I'm smelling that pumpkin incense note.
Oh wow! I would have, if I was blind smelling this, maybe thought that it smelled woolly. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Like it has like that warm fuzziness, and I would have guessed like maybe a wool note.
Some kind of woolly sweater and pumpkin incense.
Yeah. Yes. It's so cuddly. I'm so grateful for that pumpkin note because I do like the cuddly, fuzzy sweetness of it.
Whew.
But the pumpkin really gives it a particular personality and character.
Yeah.
And I love it because I lean in because it's a beautiful kind of like gourmand pumpkin, but then I lean in and you hit a wall of incense and you're like, yeah, don't eat it. Like I always have to say on every single thing advertising the perfumes, like, this smells delicious, don't eat it. There's enough going on here to where it's not really gourmand, but it is just wonderfully. I guess it's the nuttiness of the chestnuts.
Yeah, I was like, it's my smelling that chestnut.
Yeah, yeah. Just a really special transliteration of that artwork into fragrance.
Mm-hmm.
I can smell every single bit of it.
It's incredibly cozy. Like,
It's not a strong patchouli.
it feels like a sweater.
If like, what's the patchouli threat level on this?
I'm not
0 to 10.
I'm not like getting a lot of it right now. I think a lot of the other things are kind of playing
It
more
certainly
dominantly
doesn't
right
have
now.
more patchouli
It's
than
more-
like snake oil or something.
No, I think it's just like, you
It's
know,
just in there, making it kind of earthy
giving support
and
some strength.
it reminds me a little bit only in that way. Because I was wearing non-compliant the other day, which is like has patchouli and is sweet with some gourmand notes, but also has like bile as a note. But I was really enjoying that like kind of like toasty, scratchy, sweet patchouli in that. But overall, I would say like the tonka and amber and musk really just kind of keep the patchouli squashed, and that pumpkin is just kind of giving a nice little glow right on top.
Yeah.
Jaunty little pumpkin hat.
Oh.
There's no machete. Not this time.
Not this time.
You know what? It's been quite a year, so it's like we could do machete fragrance next year. It will still be timely. Machete fragrances are evergreen.
Yeah, it's very warm and fuzzy and
There's like a spiciness.
brain tingles.
Oh my god, go back. I went back to the Please Scream, and I'm that coffee.
Oh
heaven
my
is still there.
god.
It's like, yeah, just like warm, light, golden funnel cake and coffee.
Ice cream shop.
Mm-hmm.
Sun is going down, coming through the windows. Oh.
I've watched that YouTube video. It's like 10 hours, autumn coffee shop with music from another room.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
Oldies, like oldies playing in another room.
I love yeah. I wish more would happen in those videos because
That's not the point.
I know, but I want like a character to walk in or like something to fall, like, because I kind of wait.
You need to relax. You've had too much coffee.
Okay.
Yeah, you just relax. Galen's like, I like these relaxation videos, but I wish that there was like a murder or that something would happen.
You know, there's maybe a car accident outside of the cafe.
You need to, instead of consuming the video, you need to let it consume
like
you.
a crowd of people run by.
Machete,
because there's someone with a machete. It's Thanksgiving.
This is really.
I want to go back to the ice cream shop.
The Hunter's Moon is getting darker on my skin. I'm excited about it. It's like the incense is deepening. I think the black fir musk is coming.
Yes.
This is a great time at the end of the video for like the 14 people watching currently and future people who will have checked out long before now to say that the lab has acquired an extremely interesting license, which we cannot say anything about at the moment. But there will be new licensed fragrance products, etc., coming in the new year for something that I know a lot of people will be extremely excited about.
Can you tell what I'm thinking?
Yeah, we're just both gonna think it really hard and then if you get a strong vibe about it, you could comment and guess. And I'm gonna blink once in a moment if you're right and twice if you're wrong. That was 3 blinks because you're not getting anything out of us. Anyway, we got an extremely cool license. Cool things are going to happen in the next year. Even before then, because in the next 24 hours, I think we're gonna have some Yule fragrances and everything ready to be picked over. So there's something fun to look forward to in the near future. So to recap, Please Scream,
Leave The veil falls like leaves. It
Yes.
comes to the leaves fall like a veil, which it was close.
Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade videos on YouTube.
Thanksgiving movies of bizarre choice.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a right choice.
There's no all choices are good choices.
You don't have to
Suspiria.
justify what you watch to anyone. You can watch anything that seems fun.
Yes.
We even watched a Christmas movie already. We watched Hot Frosty.
Which we both fell asleep during.
I saw more of it than Galen did.
I fell asleep so hard. It was great. Like I was out.
It was fascinating. I didn't say it was good. I said I was
It is
fascinated.
It's a fascinating experience.
I would not wish for this movie to exist, but it does exist now, and everyone seems
so all
to
you
know
can really
about
do
it.
is like maybe watch it or not watch it and have your own opinion.
You
about
can
it.
choose whether to watch it, but you can no longer choose whether to know about it because you do, in fact,
You know, and it's here.
Yeah. So, yeah, we've been watching some real trash.
What else did we watch?
We've been watching the Great British Baking Show, which
so good.
is both good and trash somehow.
What?
It's not like
Well, those intros are trash.
anytime
little
they do
intro
like a
bits.
skit, anytime
I don't
no,
like skits on reality competition shows.
no.
Just please don't do that to me.
Also, I mean, they are doing things to like liven up some of the challenges this time with like the technical, and there's like new things that they do.
Yeah.
But the show's formula is so similar that it's like it's like watching Drag Race, where I'm like, I feel like my brain just shuts off while I'm watching it because I've seen a version of this countless times. And it just does, there's like so little to hang on to that is like fresh or original. And yet,
But there's always some new exciting recipe, and you're like, oh, who would do that? And like, will it turn out? And just to have the stakes be all about baking, and everyone's nice to each other.
and it's all happening to someone else.
Right.
Because like when I'm baking, I would prefer the stakes to be comfortably low.
Yeah.
No one's timing me. No one's like trying to trick me.
Everyone's like, yeah, playing weird pranks, and you're like, can you just
Like-
like get out of my... You move, you're right in my eye line.
Right. So whatever you're doing today, we thank you for whatever day it is when you're watching this. We thank you for letting us be part of it, and we are now going to completely unplug and go get stoned and eat
Make
food
enchiladas.
and make bad choices movie-wise. I'm gonna let Disco out of his little crate and just be cozy. So have a cozy time, and we'll be checking in soon, more productively. So here's my water.
Here's my
a
water.
toast.
Here's my water.
Here's my water. Here it is.
How dare you?
Oh my gosh, I should just throw the... Oh my gosh, see that you're gonna be real glad for that ephemeral membrane right about then when I like finally lose it and start throwing drinks around. And be like, okay, well that's not getting on me. Galen, on the other hand, I would do it just to be funny right now, except for
I would be really shocked.
I would never be able to sleep around you again because you would do something.
I would just pour some water on you.
Pour some concrete
In your sleep.
on me.
I'll give you like micro bangs.
Oh no.
Yeah, like
Oh,
just
no.
a little patch of them right
You
here.
can't say that.
And they'll be like this.
Okay, well you said that in front of people, so now I know that can't happen because people will know.
And you will have to wait for them to
Now I could like basic instinct you and give myself micro bangs, and no one in the world would believe you that you didn't do it.
Ah!
I know.
Okay.
We're just gaslighting each other into infinity.
I'll give myself micro bangs. Thank you very much.
We're just like yourself and everyone else, and then nobody knows how any of it happened, and like the blame is comfortably diffused. It's micro bangs all the way down. I think that if enough people just defiantly embraced micro bangs heading into this year, that the confrontational energy might turn things around.
I think
politically.
so too. Yeah. It's
Just
very...
like, no, now you have, you want to like dominate us politically or whatever way you think it matters. Like, you have to look at my micro bangs forever.
Everyone's micro bangs are different.
Yes, but they're all wrong.
But they're all wrong. Some people, Very few people though can pull them off. But it's
Go get me the scissors. I'll do it right now.
yeah. Oh, that would be fun.
Go get
to do them on.
Go do it.
Do it right now on.
What if
live.
you want me to do it?
No.
Just get the bangs. Get the bangs.
Get the bangs.
Go get
There's
my
scissors right there.
bangifiers. There's no scissors. Where's the scissors?
I shouldn't even say that.
Oh.
You're gonna grab them.
No. Okay. Well,
No one's getting micro bangs in this video.
I bet you thought that you were in the clear in terms of anything exciting happening, and then suddenly we both just like chop the front of our hair off. I told you not to take our movie recommendations. Right. No.
Oh.
All right. Well, see, I feel like this was a comfortable, safe space. Also, no one leaped in like in actual, genuine panic to be like, "Don't do it." So you either didn't
You didn't believe
think
us,
it was
or
going to happen, or you don't care.
Maybe the stake should be. I'll be right back then. I'm gonna go get him.
No. Okay.
I'm not.
Now it seems almost not safe to end the video because people will just wonder if we immediately ran to the medicine cabinet for the scissors. So I'm taking an oath right now. It's not happening.
I swear on my water.
At my age, like you cling to whatever length you can hold on to. So
I hear disco.
I'll drink to that. Okay. Happy holidays,
Yes.
everyone. And we will come back at you again soon. Pew! Finger guns, finger guns. End it!